This is Tania Made, and I'm Tania. And so today's project is going to be one of those Hot Wheels semi-truck display things. My best friend Tania, I know, ironic, I've known her since elementary school. She asked me to make this for her nephew's birthday. So it's going to be plywood, and I already drew up the design, which is what I'm looking at when I'm looking down. So I asked her if she wanted me to make it look like the Transformers Optimus Prime or the Lightning McQueen one. She said Lightning McQueen. So here's the design. The box where the Hot Wheels is gonna be an inch and a half long by an inch and a half tall. I'm gonna use 1/2 inch plywood because it's what I have. So the length of it is gonna be about 4.5 inches and 12.5 inches tall. So that's the dimensions of it. And the cabin of the semi is gonna be a little less than 12 inches. I'm thinking about 11 inches tall. And it's gonna have two double wheels. It's gonna have these two here and then another two further down. So here's the design. I already posted it on Instagram. If you're following me on Instagram, the links are down below for it. Tiffany wants to make an appearance. So here's Tiffany. Say hi, Tiffany. Okay, so there's a picture of this on my Instagram. I post everything that I'm working on and all kinds of mock-ups of projects coming up on Instagram. So if you could please follow me. Like I said, the links are below. Get started, and please like the video if you like it. Please share. Like I said, share for this face. Like this video for this face, and I'll carry on. Okay, so here's me cutting out the big back piece that's gonna be the display where the Hot Wheels go on. Now I'm cutting in the little strips that are gonna be the strips that go in the middle, and cutting out the small ones, the center ones that will divide the individual Hot Wheels area. Now my camera's mic was off on this, and I'm just showing you that the side ones are 2 inches, the middle ones are 1.5 inches, and there's 5 individual 3.5 inch long ones that'll go in the middle, 5 for each row, equaling out to 60 slots. Now I'm routering out the McQueen truck and I'm using a profile bit for this because I just want the outline on it. I transfer with transfer paper, that like one that's black that you just kind of sketch over it and it transfers it, hence transfer paper. Now I decided, since it is the McQueen truck logo, well, the McQueen truck to be specific, that it should be red. So then I didn't plan accordingly, so instead of spray painting the red, I had to hand paint the inside of where I already carved out with red acrylic paint, which then you'll see me sanding in a little bit, and you can see the little dividers for the Hot Wheels in the corner there, in the top right corner. So I just basically stencil all this by hand. Here, like I said, I'm sanding it, and you see the display for the Hot Wheels in the back. After sanding, I had to cut it out, obviously. So I went ahead and used Becky, my bandsaw. I could have used my scroll saw, but since this is 1/2 inch plywood, I just didn't want to go through the hassle of struggling with the scroll saw. So I went ahead and just used the bandsaw, knowing that it was going to be cake. Consider it's an outline of it. It's not going to be the greatest, like the hardest thing to do. So I went ahead and did it on the bandsaw. And it came out pretty good. It was just maneuvering around everything, and I left, I want to say, a good 1/8 space between where the red ended and then where I went ahead and cut. I outlined it with the pencil, but I figured I wanted to be able to make the 15 minutes for this video, so I cut that part out, and all you really need to know is that I'm cutting it out. So yeah, just cut out the McQueen truck. Now my nephew decided to give me a hand. I did pay him a total of $2 for his fees, and he sanded the small pieces while I cut out with a circular saw the tires. So you can see it's the widest one I have, which I believe is 1.5 inches. Here I'm just gonna go ahead and separate. I measured out how deep it was to just kind of cut out the back and pull out the individual tires out of it. You can see me doing all of them there. And here I'm just gluing the individual slots. I went ahead and used CA glue for the fast adherent, but I did put wood glue to make it strong. It was gonna be so much harder to clamp down those individual little strips in the middle, so I used CA glue as clamping, and the wood glue, like I said, for strength. And I did that to all of it. I went ahead and cut some of it out because, like I said, I want to be able to make the 15 minutes for this video, and you guys don't want to sit through 2 hours of me gluing all these individual pieces in. So yeah, it was lots and lots of gluing and lots of cleaning in between, so it would be easier later on to not have to be going between these. Here I'm gluing the large sides. That's what I did at the end because it was easier. And those I did clamp down because I didn't want them to bow out. I went ahead and added brad nails to the back of it. First, just to add its strength. You know, Hot Wheels don't weigh a lot, but still you can't go wrong with that. I did use wood filler and sanded that. So you'll see that in a little bit. So now I'm sanding out the wood filler that I put in. Because like I said, Hot Wheels don't weigh a lot, but also I just want this thing to last, and doesn't hurt to add brad nails, right? They don't cost much, and they're not going to show with the wood filler. Now I went ahead and, since the tires weren't big enough, made another circles that were wider, and that's where I cut out with the hole saw slot to be able to put in the first tires that I cut in, and it gave it a different dimension, which I liked, kind of like a 3D effect. It was worth it, even though it was a last minute choice. Here I'm sanding them and banging them in, and as you can see, they look pretty cool in 3D. Now this is the cubbies that go around the tires. So I'm cutting it out. I cut out the first one, and then you'll see me, once I'm happy with the first one, I set it over the other one and use that to trace it out. And I cut that, obviously sanded it and all that good stuff, but you see plenty of sanding in this video, so Gonna put these inch long screws. The pieces are there's from the top of this all the way down is 2 inches, so should be good enough. A little bit of this is gonna be exposed to hang onto the wire, so it should be good enough. That should be good. This thing is heavy as it is. It's 1/2 inch plywood. Let alone once you add all the Hot Wheels to it, it's gonna be able to hold 60 Hot Wheels. So, yep. There you go. Flip this beauty over. And I'm gonna glue the tires. With CA glue. These are really not gonna go anywhere. They shouldn't even be moved, to be quite honest. So they're strictly for aesthetics. Throw some activator on there. And then let's see which size that is. Okay. Reinforcing this a little better. No, I know I said it's strictly for aesthetics, but still want it done right, you know? Okay. Okay, so now I'm putting the tires not all the way to the back, but I'm going to do about halfway. And like I said, these are strictly aesthetic. So I'm only going to use CA glue because there's no real reason for it to need to be drilled on or brad nailed on or any of that nonsense. And I think my friend's here. So let's put this on here. Oh shit, sorry. Help a girl out is subscribe to this YouTube channel. If not for me, do it for this face. How can you say no to this face? Look at that. Subscribe to my mommy's channel, please. Please. Help her buy me more milk bones. I only work for milk bones.